Hey guys, all right, let's get this party started. Okay, we're doing today 12.5, solving equations involving addition and subtraction. Okay, solving equations involving addition and subtraction. Okay, there's all these definitions and blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to give you one. We're going to work out some examples, and then I'm going to skip a lot of the stuff your book says, and I'm going to go straight to how I do pre-algebra and algebra 1. It's a win-win. It's also entertaining. I can't see, this is the part that I wish I had y'all face to face, because I cannot remember if I told y'all about Intruder Alert. I taught 5th grade at the beginning of the year, and they loved it. It's simple, guys, simple, simple. And I'll tell you, when I start teaching Intruder Alert, every one of you can learn this. Every one of you. And I came up with Intruder Alert when Mrs. Freeman, third grade class, she had a substitute, and they were learning something similar to this in 3rd grade, and the substitute couldn't teach it. So she asked if she could watch my class, and I'd walk over and teach it. So there I was staring at all these little bitty kids that I'm not used to staring at me. They were very well behaved compared to my own students. And I just suddenly came up with Intruder Alert. If I can teach 3rd graders this stuff, I can teach you guys. I like it better when I'm in the classroom with you. Okay, so the only definition is be quiet, is solution. A solution is a number that, sorry, my cat's going crazy, when substituted for a variable. Remember what a variable is? Variable is a letter. Makes an equation true. Okay, solution is a number that when substituted for a variable for the letter makes an equation true. Guys, this is so easy. Watch this, okay? Oh yeah, I'm doing examples. Telling you, I'm going to be setting y'all free soon, because y'all going to get this. I may talk too much, though. You know, that happens. Okay. When your teacher was diagnosed as being ADHD, anything can happen. Okay, so here we go. First example, x minus 5 equals -8. We're going to see if this is a solution to this, okay? All right, so here we go. All we do is we're going to sub that -3 into the x. So I'm going to have -3 minus 5 equals -8. I don't know why I'm writing in red. Okay, so -3 minus 5 equals -8. That's a -3, boys and girls, and a -5. You got to start seeing it that way, okay? If you want, I will rewrite it like this, but make sure you see that that's a -3 and that's a -5. And again, I rewrote it so you can see that. So if the signs are the same, we add and keep the sign. So -3 and -5 is -8. Oh, does -8 equal -8? Yes. And that's your answer. So all you're doing is taking the number that they tell you, substituting it in that letter, and then working it out and seeing if they are equal. And then you write yes or no. That's it. Let's do another one. There's a lot more to it. I could explain a lot more to you. But truly, being that you are in 6th grade, it's the end of the year, it's distance learning, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to give you the basics. Because to be honest, a lot of you are like, okay, I see what you're doing there. You don't need to explain to me why I don't care. You should care because your math teacher says so. But let's be real. At this time of the year, you guys sitting at home and everything, y'all don't care. Okay, so here's your equation. And they tell you that y equals 18. This is a whole separate thing. This is not part of the equation. So we're going to take that and we're going to substitute it into that y. So now I have 18 plus 15 equals 34. Okay, that's a positive, that's a positive. So we're going to add them together. So over here, 18 and 15. 8 plus 5 is what? 13. Right? Yes. I'm so tired. Okay, that's 33. Ooh, 33 equals 33. Oh, 34, I mean. Does 33 equals 34? See, I worked this part out. That gave me 33 equals 34. I'm all over the place today. So does 33 equal 34? No. There's your answer. Okay? Let's do another one. 12z equals 72. All right, and they're saying that z is going to equal -6. So I'm going to substitute that -6 into that z. And remember, when they're right next to each other, they're multiplying. So that is 12 times -6 equals 72. Let's see if 12 times -6 equals 72. So over here, because some of you are still working it out, and that's fine, 12 times -6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, but it's negative. So positive times a negative is what? It's a negative. So -72 equals 72. Does -72 equal 72? No. So the answer is no. That is not a solution. You can't do it. So that's the question. Is -3 a solution to this equation? Yes. Is 18 a solution to this equation? No, we worked it out. 33 does not equal 34. -8 does equal -8. And then this number 3, is -6 a solution to this equation? No, because positive times 12 times 6 is 72, but a positive times a negative is negative. So -72 does not equal positive 72. And then one more here. W divided by -4 equals -11. And they want to know if 44 is a solution for this equation. So we're going to substitute that 44 there. So 44 divided by -4 equals -11. We're going to see. 44 divided by 4 is 11. Positive divided by negative is a negative. So -11 equals -11. Yep, that works. So 44 is a solution to this equation. So that's all you got to do. When they ask if it's a solution to it, you just substitute it. Okay, this next part. We're going to be doing what's called isolating the variable. Might as well teach you the lingo now. Okay, isolating. When you think of isolating, it's kind of like what we're doing right now. We're in quarantine, or we're supposed to be. And you feel isolated all by yourself. I know you've got your parents and stuff around you, but when you're not with your friends and stuff like that, you feel isolated or all alone and stuff like that. Maybe sometimes lonely and bored and everything. Well, the object to this game today is we want to put the variable, which remember is the letter. We want to make it all by itself. We want to isolate it. We want to make it all by itself. Okay? Okay. So here we go. We're going to isolate the variable. And when doing this, the most important thing you got to remember, do the opposite. Again, I can explain in great detail in class, if we were together, what that means. I'm going to show you what it means. Some people don't call it that. They have other ways of explaining it. Again, you guys are in 6th grade. Okay? You've got preschool, you got pre-algebra, you've got algebra 1, algebra 2, and stuff like that to learn more about this, okay? So, hold on just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back, sorry. Okay. So we're going to do the opposite. All right, now, let me explain how this goes. I'm going to go jump right into examples. And then I'll explain my intruder alert. Okay. B plus 7 equals 22. All right. Now, this is the variable. And to get it all by itself, we have to get rid of the 7. We have to move the 7 across that equal sign over here to 22. And the only way to do that is to do the opposite. Okay, so we want to get the B, the variable, the letter, all by itself. But to have the B all by itself, we have to get rid of the plus 7, right? So to be able to do that, we have to do the opposite. Now let me explain intruder alert. You are the letter B. You're the letter, okay? This is your house. The equal sign is the front door. The 7, that's the intruder. You have a 7-year-old intruder in your house. The 22, that's the cops. You have a 22-year-old cop on the outside of the door. You have to fight the intruder and push the intruder through the door out to the cops. The only way you can do that is by doing the opposite. So if we're adding, and you have to do it to both sides. Do the opposite, forgot to put that. To both sides. Okay? So if this is plus 7, what is the opposite of plus 7? Minus 7. And we're going to do it on both sides. Plus 7 and minus 7, they cancel each other out. It's like saying 1 minus 1. 0. 2 minus 2. 0. This is 7 minus 7. 0. So they cancel out. You're left with B equals, what's 22 minus 7? 15. You're done. Okay? So, and I do this. Even my 8th and 9th graders, I'll say, okay, what do you do? Intruder alert, intruder alert. They have to do it in class. So be ready next year if you have me for pre-algebra. You will be waving your arms in the air because we will be back in the classroom and you will be yelling intruder alert. Okay, so intruder alert, 7-year-old intruder, and you gotta, get them through the door to the police. And the only way to get them through the front door, which is the equal sign, is to do the opposite. If it's plus 7, you minus 7 on both sides. Can't believe I forgot to write that down. All right, 2. N plus 13 equals 40. Okay, here we go. There's you, the variable, and we want to get you all by itself. We want to isolate you. 13-year-old intruder. They're getting older, guys. 40-year-old cop. on the outside of your front door. That's right, getting older. So if we're isolating the variable to get the 13-year-old out the door, we do the opposite. If this is plus, the opposite is minus on both sides. That cancels out. Now I have n equals, what is 40 minus 13? 27. So n equals 27. That's how you do it. Let's do another. All right, this time it's 9 plus w equals -3. You got a 9-year-old attacking you. This is you. You have a 9-year-old attacking you. Front door, -3. Cop. It's like a baby. Okay. So anyway, we're isolating the variable. We have to get the w or u all by itself. You yourself, not you, the letter. We got to get rid of the 9, right? To have the w all by itself, we have to get rid of the 9. Now, boys and girls, and this is a common mistake, is that a positive or negative 9? Don't say, well, I don't know, there's nothing there. If there's nothing there, that's positive. If there's a negative there, it's negative. That's the only way it can be negative. But since there's nothing there, that's positive. So what's the opposite of positive 9? Negative 9. So we're going to do -9 on both sides. And I get w equals negative and a negative. When we're adding and subtracting, you add. So 3 and 9 is 12, and you keep the sign, so -12. -3 plus -9 is -12. Let's do another. What if I have c minus 8 equals 25? Okay. Here's the variable, here's the letter, that's u. Here's the intruder, -8, front door, the equal sign, and the 25-year-old cop. So we want to get this c, meaning yourself, all by itself. We're isolating the variable. So we have to get rid of the -8. We do the opposite to both sides. So what is the opposite of -8? The opposite of -8 is +8. So we're going to add 8 on both sides. Remember here, it was like +13, so the opposite is -13. +7, -7. This time it's -8, so the opposite is +8. Those cancel out, and I'm left with c equals, they're both positive, so we just plain old add, and it's 25 plus 8 is 33. All right. r minus 14 equals -3. Okay, we're isolating the variable. Have to just get that r by itself. So we have to get rid of the -14 or the -14. What's the opposite of that? Adding. So we're going to add 14 on both sides. The signs are different. So what do? You subtract and keep the sign of the largest digit. So 14 minus 3 is 11. 14 is your largest digit. It's positive, so 11 stays positive. Okay, -48 equals h minus 12. Oh my, it's on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so what are you? What's the variable? H. Okay, so there's h. We want to get it all by itself. This time the equal sign or the front door is right here. So in your house, it's u in -12, the intruder. We have to get rid of that -12 and take it over here to the -48. Even if it's on the other side, you're the one being attacked. So that's -12, so we're going to add 12. Do the opposite on both sides. So that's a negative positive. What do? You subtract. 8 minus 2 is 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. Take the sign of the largest. 48 is the largest, so it's negative. There you go. Okay, let's do some examples. I'm just going to do a couple and then I'm setting you free. So we're going to do examples on page 538 to 539. Let's look at number 1. Now the directions say determine whether the value is a solution to the equation. Okay, that's that stuff we did at the beginning. So it's n plus 17 equals 32. N equals 16. So they want to know, is 16 a solution to this equation? We're going to substitute. So now we have 16 plus 17 equals 32. So over here, we're going to add 17 and 16. 7 and 6 is 13. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we have 33 equals 32. They do not, that's not a solution. They do not equal. So the answer is no. That's all they want to know. Is it yes or no? 3 f over 4 equals big old 13. And they want to know if 52 is a solution to the equation. So we're going to substitute. Since they said f is 52, we're going to substitute the 52 in with the f. So I'm going to do 52 divided by 4 equals 13. So off here to the side, I'm going to do 52 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, bring down your 2. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So I have 13 equals 13. That works. 13 equals 13. So I'm going to say yes. Okay? I think you get the idea. All right, let's move on to the other stuff that's kind of weird. 11. So this, it just says solve each equation. What they mean by that, when they say solve each equation, they want to know what the letter is. So it's W plus 8 equals negative 19. All right, U or W. We gotta get W all by itself, right? We're isolating the variable. So we gotta get rid of the plus 8. That's the quote intruder. And you can't just move it over there. To go across the equal sign, you have to do the opposite on both sides. Plus 8, the opposite is minus 8. Those cancel out. W equals. Now that's a negative and a negative. So therefore you are adding. If the signs are the same, you are adding. So 19 plus 8 is 27. And you keep the sign. They're both negative. Let's do another. Now y'all should be pausing the video, working it, and then coming back to see if you're correct. C minus 5 equals 17. Okay, isolate the variable. We got to get rid of that negative 5. Move it across the equal sign to the 17-year-old cop. So if it's minus 5, the opposite is plus 5. Cancel out. I get C equals. Now they're both positive, so 17 plus 5 is 22. There you go. All right, 15. Then I'm going to do 2 more and then set you free. A plus 27 equals 48. Okay, we're isolating the variable. A, you want to get by itself, so we're going to move this 27. That's plus 27, so what's the opposite? Negative 27, and we have to do that on both sides. Okay, so A equals, that's a positive and negative. We subtract and take the sign of the largest digit, which is going to be positive, right? So 48, 8 minus 7 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 48 is the largest. It's positive, so your answer is positive 21. All right, last one. J plus negative 38 equals 117. Okay, this one's written weird, but it's still the same. All right, so we're got to get rid of this right here. Now, boys and girls, I'm glad they did this, because when it's written like this, it's a little bit easier to know what to do. But when you have a plus and a minus here, you're like, what am I supposed to do here? Well, you look at the value of that number. Like the value of that 5 is negative. The value of that 27 was positive. The value of that 8 is positive. The value of that 38 is not positive. The value of that 38 is negative, right? So the opposite would be to add on both sides. We're looking at the value. So they're both positive, so you're going to be adding. So J equals 155. Okay? All right, so we've done quite a few. Let's see, are there any others I could probably do that are different than these? Let me show you 31 real quick, and then we'll call it good. 58 plus R equals 73. The only reason I'm showing you this is because they kind of switched right here. Remember, we're isolating the variable. R is the variable, that's U. We have to get rid of this 58. There's no sign before 58, so what do we pretend it is? It's positive. It's definitely not negative. There's not a negative sign. So we're going to do the negative. We're going to subtract 58 on both sides because that's the opposite. So this would be R equals, and you subtract 73 minus 58. 73 is the largest, so it's going to be a positive answer. You subtract, and you get 15, positive 15. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set you free. You're going to be doing page 538 to 539. You're going to be doing numbers 2 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 24 even. That's 12 problems. I think that's cool. Okay, now I'm moving your quiz. I think. Yeah, I'm going to move your quiz. I might as well. No. I'm keeping it. Quiz is going to be Wednesday again. We're going to take it's going to be quiz. It's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be part 2. It's going to cover this stuff. So I hope you're looking at it before you take the quiz. So it's going to be the stuff that y'all did last week plus this. It's going to be some of the wording and stuff like that. All right. So be ready. Be ready. It's just going to be a couple things here and there. I want to get you ready. And then after that, you're going to have your test. And I'll tell you when that's going to be later on. Okay. No IXL assigned, but it's there for you to use to practice. If you choose not to, that's on you guys, okay? So to prepare for these quizzes and tests, you do need to be practicing that IXL. We're almost to the end of the year, and I know a lot of you are getting burned out, so I'm not assigning any IXL. You need to do it in case, just for practice, all right? Let me know if you need any help. Talk to y'all later. Bye.